Good afternoon. So, continue lang natin yung discussion natin last meeting, which is the working stress design, no? The method, no? One method of designing design for reinforced concrete. So, yung na-discuss natin last meeting is mga singly reinforced beam pa yon, no? So, ang ibig sabihin ng singly reinforced beam, yung ating tension rebars is nandun lang sa tension side. Kung ito yung neutral axis natin and ito yung compression side and ito yung tension side, dito lang natin sa tension side nilalagyan ng bakal. So this is what we call singly reinforced beam, no? So bakit nasabi ko na nasa taas yung compression side and nasa baba ng neutral axis yung tension side? Because kung meron kang beam na ganito, simply supported, and lalagyan natin yan ng load. Say for example, you have a uniform load, which is actually kapag nagsa-structural design ka, halos uniform load yung mga naka-impose dun sa beam natin, no? So let's say this is W, which is in kilonewton per meter. Now, kung mapapansin nyo, kung ganito yung itsura ng load at ito yung beam ninyo, ang effect ng load dun sa beam natin, no? And when it turns to bending, magbe-bend yung beam natin pababa. Kapag magbe-bend yan pababa, okay? Kapag magbe-bend yan pababa, yung nasa taas na part is makaka-experience ng compressive stress and yung nasa baba is tensile stress. Kaya, itong compressive stress sa taas ng beam, no? Ina-assume natin, kaya dito natin kinuha yung assumption natin na yung nasa taas ng neutral axis is compression side since doon yung part ng beam na nakaka-experience ng compressive stress and yung nasa baba naman ng neutral axis is yung tension side since doon yung part ng beam na nakaka-experience ng tensile stress. So, ganyan. Ganyan yung assumption natin. Kaya, baka tinanong nyo, bakit di pwedeng sa taas yung tension? Pwede naman yan, no? Kung andoon yung ating tensile stress. Kunwari, meron kang beam na ganito. Yung load mo is pataas. Ayan. Pataas yung ating beam. Saan ba magbe-bend yung beam kapag may force na naka-impose sa kanya? Na upward force na naka-impose sa beam natin. Of course, yung bending ngayon ng beam natin is pataas na yan. And dito, sa ganitong itsura ng elastic curve, no? Or sa bending ng beam, dito na sa baba yung compressive stress or compression side and nasa taas na yung tension side. So therefore, kapag ganito, tapos singly reinforce yung pinag-uusapan, sa taas naman natin ilalagay yung bakal, yung tensile reinforcement. So ayan, na-recap ko lang yan, no? Sa strength meron na yan eh. Yung mga ano yan, yung mga reinforce, yung mga compression and tension side, yung mga consideration natin diyan. So, sa double reinforced beam naman, sa double reinforced beam, ang analysis naman dito, ito yung magiging topic natin ngayon, no? So, since tapos na tayo sa singly reinforced beam, punta na tayo sa double reinforced beam, which is yung typical na makikita nyo sa construction side, no? Yung merong reinforcement sa taas at baba ng neutral axis. So, if this is your neutral axis, this is your tension side. Say, this is your tension side, and this is your compression side. Meron tayong bakal dito. Say, tatlo. And dito naman, meron tayo bakal din sa compression side. So this is what we call the doubly reinforced beam. No? Doble reinforced siya kasi naka-reinforce na din. Dalawa yung reinforcement na side. No? Naka-reinforce na yung dalawang side. The upper side or the compression side and the tension side. Kadalasan talaga kung sinasabi mong doble reinforce yan, naka-reinforce na yung compression side. Plug singly reinforced lang, yung tension side lang yung merong reinforcement. So, dito, ang area ng tension rebars natin or tension bars is AS. Alam niyo naman na AS yan, di ba? Na-discuss na natin na yung area dito sa tension side is AS. Dito naman sa compression side, yung magiging area naman ng mabakal dito is AS prime. Nakalagay lang ng prime. Yung mga variable o yung mga values dito, no? na kadalasan na may prime represents the compression side, the parameters of the compression side. Yung AS prime, kung ito is D, measured from the centroid of the tension rebars to the outermost or extreme concrete compression fiber, that is D. Dito naman, from the center of the compression steel to the extreme concrete compression fiber, D prime naman yung tawag dyan. No? Distance D prime naman. Basta halos lahat ng mga parameters na yung concern niya is yan nandun sa or yung parameters na ginagamit natin sa compression side, kadalasan may mga prime na yan. Yung area sa tension is AS, yung area sa compression AS prime na. Yan lang yung pagkakaiba. So, pag mag-a-analyze kayo using WST, ganun pa rin yung procedure natin, no? First is you draw the gross section of the beam. Next is you crack, no? You crack the beam sa center niya banda, sa gitna banda ng beam. Pag na-crack mo na dyan yung beam, okay. Of course, meron kang horizontal line, no? Which will represent your neutral axis. Ayan. Yan yung magre-represent. I-crack natin yung beam, yung tension, no? Yung tension side ng beam ng concrete, no? Yung tension side ng concrete, which is nasa baba ng neutral axis, is hindi na natin i-consider. Ayan. Meron tayong bakal dito sa taas ng dito sa compression side, and dito din meron tayong bakal. Represent lang natin yan sila ng one circular section. And the area of the bore at the compression side is AS prime, and the area at the tension side is AS. Ayan. Next, after you crack the beam, then after you crack the beam, you transform the section or you transform the rebars. Yun yung sunod dating ginagawa, di ba? Pag itra-transform mo na yung section natin or yung mga bakal into concrete para maging homogeneous siya and magamit natin yung formula na F equals to MC over I, no? So gagamit tayo ng modular ratio para ma-convert yung ating steel into concrete. So ito yung mga bakal. Yung bakal natin dito is ito na. Ibang kulay na lang. Ito. Ayan. Ito yung ating bakal. And sa baba naman, ito naman yun. Ayan. Ayan. So, yung mga dimension, we have the height of the concrete block, X pa rin yan. Yung base ng beam is B. The steel covering here is D prime, no? Yung steel covering dito is equal to D prime. The effective depth is galing dito pa rin sa taas, papunta dito sa centroid nito. Katulad dito, no? T. And then, yung distance sa centroid ng bakal dito, papunta dito sa neutral axis, that is equal to X minus D prime. Yung centroid naman ng ano dito, ng concrete, rectangular concrete, no? Concrete ito, papunta dito, is X over 2. So may nadagdag lang talaga ditong bakal, no? Sa taas ng, or sa compression site. So dito, ang distance naman nito, ng steel na na-convert kay concrete sa tension side, is D minus X. So ayan lang. And then, yung mga areas naman, if i-convert na natin yung tensile reinforcement sa concrete, ang kailangan natin gawin is i-multiply ng N yung ating AS. Dito naman, sa compression side, hindi lang N yung i-multiply natin. Ang magiging multiplier na natin dito is 2N minus 1 times AS. Yan yung sinabi ni Code. No? Kapag doon sa compression side, ang kailangan mong i-multiply is 2N minus 1. Meron tayo dito yan, dito sa ating code. Ayun, nilagay ko dito, in-attach ko dito. Ito. It shall be permitted to take the modular ratio N equal to ES over EC as the nearest whole number but not less than 6. So therefore, kapag may makukuha kayong less than 6 na modular ratio, hindi niyo yun i-add up. Ang gagamitin nyo is 6. The minimum value of the modular ratio is 6. Hindi pwedeng bumaba. Kapag bumaba ka, wag mong gamitin. Kunwari, ang nakuha mong modular ratio is 4.8, then you round off, magiging 5, hindi yun pwede gamitin yung 5 na yun since the minimum value is 6. So you adapt the 6 as your modular ratio sa pagsosolve or calculation ninyo. Except for the calculation for the deflections, the value of N for lightweight concrete shall be assumed to be the same as the normal weight of the same strength. In doubly reinforced flexural members naman, an effective modular ratio of 2 ES over EC shall be used to transform the compressive reinforcement for the stress computation. So 2N yung ginagamit. ES, 'di ba? Yung ES natin over EC is equal to N. Sabi dito 2N, no? Kasi 2 ES yung sinabi ni code. 2ES over 2EC. ES over EC is equals to N. So, bali, 2N daw yung ginagamit natin. But, yung nilagay ko dito, kung mapapansin nyo, that is 2N minus 1. Bakit 2N minus 1 yan? Tandaan, yung concrete natin dito, no? Meron tayong concrete dito na may bakal. Okay? And hindi hollow itong part na to. Ang ginagawa kasi natin dito, inaalis natin. Minaminus muna natin yung area ng bakal dito, no? Yung bakal, inaalis natin yung area ng bakal, tapos lalagyan natin siya ng steel, area ng bakal na na-convert kay concrete. Yung area ng bakal na na-convert kay concrete is 2NAS. Ang sinasubtract natin dito, alisin natin itong area na to, yung hindi pa na-convert, AS yung magiging area. So you have 2N, factor out yung AS, no? Factor out pala yung AS. Then you have 2N minus 1. So, common yung AS. And this is AS spread, no? Kasi dito yan sa compression side. So, basta tandaan nyo lang, kapag sa compression side kayo nagsosolve, no? Or kino-convert nyo yung bakal dun sa compression side into concrete, ang multiplier ninyo is 2N minus 1. Tapos, yung multiply by AS prime. Ayan. Doon sa tension side naman, NAS lang. Yan yung ginagawa. So, okay, after you convert the steel into concrete, you do the analysis na. You equate Q, no, Q above and Q below, and then get the crack section moment and inertia, and then yung mga stresses. Pwede nyo nang isolve. So, okay. So, punta tayo dito sa example natin. So, you have here the situation. Given a rectangular beam with width of 280 mm and a total depth of 450 mm, the beam has a span of 9 meters, fixed at both ends, meaning this is a fixed ended beam with a length of 9 meters. The beam is reinforced with 3 28 mm diameter at the tension side and 2 25 mm at the compression side. Using 70 mm as your steel covering, FC equals to 21 MPa and Fy equal to 276 MPa. Concrete density. No, binigay yung unit weight ng concrete which is equal to 23.6. This is based on, makikita nyo din tong concrete density doon sa section or chapter 2 ng NSCP, section 204-1, no? 204, section 204. And nandun yan sa table 204-1, the dead loads in kilonewton per cubic meter. So, ayan. Superimposed dead load is equal to 9 kilonewton per meter. Your W live load, which is the WLL, equals to 12 kilonewton per meter. Sabi dito, using alternate design method, determine the following. First is to determine the distance from the neutral axis to the outermost compression fiber, which is the X, yung X. Second is to determine the transform moment of inertia, or the ICR. Third is to determine the actual stress of concrete, FC, and then the actual stress of steel, FS, in the midspan. So, ayan, yan yung mga tanong dito. So, first is, i-draw muna natin yung section natin kasi yung dapat yung una natin gagawin, no? So, we have a dimension of the beam equal to 280 by 450. Yung total depth niya is 450. 280 ito, mm. And dito naman, meron naman tayong height dito na 450 mm. Now, yung bakal natin, no, sa tension side daw is equal to, ilan yung sa tension side? 328. This is AS. We have 328 mm diameter. And doon naman sa compression side, meron tayong dalawang 25 mm diameter. Now, merong span yung beam binigay. May length itong 9 meters. And then, yung steel covering binigay. So, the steel covering, yun yung distance from the centroid of reverse to the adjacent fiber. Ito yun. 70 mm. The same with this. Compression side at decompression side, no? The same with the compression side. This is 70 mm. Yun yung mga steel covering. Centroid ng rebar, papunta sa adjacent, no? Adjacent fiber. So, yung effective depth naman natin dito, pwede na din nating ma-solve. It is the distance from the tension rebars to the outermost or extreme compression fiber. Itong D na to. Kung titignan ninyo dito, yung D is magiging equal lang sa 450 minus 70 mm. Then, makakakuha kayo dito ng value na 380 mm. Ito yung magiging effective depth. So, okay. So, meron na yata tayo lahat ng parameters na kailangan natin to solve number 1 and number 2. No, doon tayo muna sa number 1 and number 2. So, next is you track the section. You assume a horizontal line doon banda sa center ng beam, which will represent the neutral axis. Ito. Track muna natin. Okay. Wait lang. Okay. So, dito, meron tayong neutral axis. This is the neutral axis. Ito. This is the concrete above the neutral axis, which will be the concrete na mag-resist doon sa compressive stress. So, ito naman is 280. Itong base nito. 280 mm. And yung height ng ating beam ngayon is magiging sa X. Yung bakal naman dito, ito, si AS prime. AS prime lang muna yung ilalagay ko. Dito naman sa baba, you have AS. And the distance from the centroid of AS to the neutral axis is D minus X. Ito naman, kukunin mo din yung distance nito papunta sa neutral axis. Itong AS prime papunta sa neutral axis. So, if this is 70, no, mm, which is, sabi ko nga kanina, this is D prime, no, or steel covering sa compression side. So, therefore, the distance of AS papunta sa neutral axis is X minus D prime or minus 70. Ayan. So, ito yung X, ma-minus lang natin ng D prime. So, yan yung magiging distance nito. So, after that, you convert or you transform the section into a homogeneous section. Therefore, yung concrete natin dito is kailangang yung steel natin dito is kailangang i-transpose no? O i-transform into concrete yung lahat ng steel na meron tayo. Ayan. So, hindi natin ito yung bakal. So, itaas ko lang muna. Dito lang banda. Ito yung AS prime na na-convert, no? Compression steel na na-convert sa steel. And ito naman yung tension steel na na-convert kay concrete. Ayan. So, the distance, yung mga distance ilagay natin. You have the effective depth, 380 minus x. And this is x. And ito naman, papunta dito, is x minus 70, no? X minus d prime. Yung centroid naman na rectangle, papunta naman dito sa neutral axis, is x over 2. Ayan. So, kapag i-convert mo na yung ating mga bakal, mag-add tayo ng multiplier. You have NAS here, and dito naman, 2n minus 1, 2n minus 1 times AS. AS prime. Ayan. So, alam naman natin na 250 mm, no? 280 mm yung base nito. So, since na-transform na natin yung section, susunod nyo nang gagawin dito is i-equate nyo na yung first moment of area above the neutral axis sa first moment of area below the neutral axis. So, yung formula natin nito, alam nyo naman na this is equal to area y bar. So, area y bar lang yung formula, no? Napakadali lang yan. So, dapat alam lang natin yung area, formula for area, and yung y bar. So, above the neutral axis, no? The area above the neutral axis, dalawa yung magiging area natin, yung rectangular block or yung rectangular concrete na may base na 280 times x. So, you have the base times the height of the concrete times the y bar of the concrete block, that is x over 2, plus ano to? Ano pang nasa taas ng neutral axis natin? Yung ating yung ating steel, no? Yung ating steel, compressive steel. Yung area niyan is equal to 2n minus 1 times AS prime, and then yung distance yan papunta sa neutral axis is x minus 70. Ayan. So, this is your Q above, no? The first moment of area above. Substitute na lang natin yung mga values, or kunin muna siguro natin yung N at saka yung AS prime, no? Mas magandang kunin muna natin yan. Yung N natin dito, you have the formula ES over EC. So, you have the elasticity of steel equal to 200,000 over the elasticity of concrete, which is equal to 4,700 square root of FC prime. Your FC prime is 21. So, your N here is, diretsuhin ko na lang to. I think this will be equal to 9 point something. But sabi sa code natin, the value of the modular ratio will be round off to the nearest whole number. So, magiging 9 lang. Okay? So, yung AS prime naman natin dito, try lang muna natin i-solve. Yung AS prime, palitin ko lang muna to. AS prime. Yung AS prime natin is equal to N times or number of bars, no? Dalawang 25 mm yan. Diameter. So, you have 225 mm diameter. You have 2 times area of 1 bar. You have pi over 4 times 25 squared. So, you can cancel this. You have AS in terms of pi. No, in terms of pi lang natin. So, this is 2 and 4, no? So, magiging 1/2. Pi over 2 times 25 squared. So, you have 300 12.5 pi. Magiging sagot dito. Now, for AS naman, you have 328 mm diameter. So, this is equal to 3 times pi over 4 times 28 squared. Ayan. So, dito, try natin i-solve in terms of pi pa rin para maging exact lang yung ating sagot, no? So, you have 588 pi. So, okay. So, in terms of pi lang natin para maging exact talaga yung values natin dito. Okay. So, this is for AS and AS prime. So, dito, substitute na natin sa Q above. So, we have 280 x squared over 2 plus 2 times n, which is 9, minus 1, times AS prime, you have 312.5 pi times x minus 70. So, this is your Q above. Your Q below naman is equal to area below the neutral axis times the y bar below the neutral axis. So, the area below the neutral axis, that is NAS. Yung steel, yung tension steel na na-convert kay concrete, may area siyang NAS. And then, yung distance niya from its centroid to the neutral axis, it is equal to 380 minus x or d minus x. So, ito yung ating Q below. So, substituting the values for Q below, you have N equal to 9, AS equal to 588 pi times 300, no? 380 minus X. So, ito na yung ating magiging Q above. Ay, Q below, no? Q below. So, pwede na siguro natin i-equate ito. Itong Q above and Q below para makuha na natin yung ating value for x. So, Q above is equal to 280 x squared over 2 plus you have 18, that is 2 times 9, 18 minus 1 times 312.5 pi times x minus 70. This is your Q above, equating it to the Q below, the first moment of area below the neutral axis. You have 9 times 588 pi times 380 minus x. So you get the value of x. So you should solve for the value of x. Ilan ba yung nakukuha ninyo? So meron agad may sagot agad yung isa. Ilan yung sagot? So 141.071. Yung iba, paano yung iba? Walang ibang sagot. So i-adapt ko na yung sagot ni Casinto, no? Na 141.071, which is yan yung tamang sagot, no? 141.071. This is an in mm, no? Naka-mm yan. Lagyan nyo ng unit yung mga values ninyo para at least malaman natin kung anong kung tama ba o hindi yan, no? So, kailangan may mga unit kayo ha sa mga final answer ninyo. So, this is the answer for number 1. How about for number 2? So, for number 2, ang tinatanong doon is yung ICR and the cross-section moment of inertia. So, sabi ko nga, yung formula natin nito is yung transform moment of inertia. No? Transfer moment of inertia, which is equal to the summation of ICG plus AD squared. This is the inertia about the neutral axis or with respect to the neutral axis. So, dito sa ating figure, sa transform section, makikita nyo na may tatlo na tayong concern dito na areas. Yung area ng concrete, yung area ng steel, tension steel na na-convert kay concrete, yung area ng compression steel na na-convert kay concrete. So, tatlo na. So, dito, first natin sigurong isolve is yung concrete muna, no? Yung area yung inertia ni concrete. Isa-isahin natin sila. Yung inertia ni concrete, that is equal to ICG plus AD squared, no? The transform moment of inertia. Yung ICG niyan is base pH cube over 12, di ba? So pH cube, the base is 280, the height is x. Yung x dito is equal to 141.071. Naka-cube yan over 12 plus AD squared. The area is equal to, ilan ba yung area dito? Base times height lang, 280 times the height of the concrete, which is yung x, 141.071 times d squared. Yung d, sinasabi ko yan sa inyo, na it is the distance from the centroid of the section to the point kung saan mong gusto kunin yung inertia. Ito yung section natin, itong concrete na to, no, itong concrete na to, and this is its centroid, no? Nandito yung centroid niya. In the distance from its centroid, papunta sa neutral axis, kasi doon natin gusto kunin yung inertia, is equal to x over 2. So therefore, this will be 141.071 over 2. Naka-squared yan. Okay? So, ilan yung magiging ICG natin? Or no, the inertia of concrete with respect to the neutral axis. For this is only for the concrete, ha? Para lang yan sa concrete. So, you have 280 times 141.071 cube over 12 plus 280 times 141.071 times 141.071 over 2. Square nyo. Naka-square dapat yung D. So you have 2, 6, 2, 0, 2, 9, 3, 9, 3. So 29393.3 na natin. Yes, thank you Herbito and Kasipong. No, paras naman kayo ng sagot. 26, 262. Dapat, no? 262. Ayan. 262 029,393.3. This is in mm raised to 4. So this is the inertia of the concrete with respect to the neutral axis. This is not the answer. No, hindi pa ito yung answer. Kasi kailangan nating makuha yung inertia na ang steel pa na nandito. Present sa ating section. No? Para pa lang yan sa concrete. Yung steel naman na na-convert kay concrete, kukunin natin yung inertia niya with about the neutral axis. So meron tayong dalawang steel dito. So, 'di ba, sabi ko nga kapag steel na na-convert kay concrete, no, kinonvert natin kay concrete, and with respect to this design method na WST, our ICG or the centroidal inertia will be equal to 0. Therefore, yung ating magiging formula na lang dito is summation of AD squared. So, above and below. So, below the neutral axis muna tayo, no? Below the neutral axis, we have the area NAS. Yung N natin dito is, lagay ko muna, no? NAS times D squared, no? The distance from the centroid of this area papunta sa neutral axis is D minus X or 380, no? 380 minus X. Naka-square yan. Ayan. This is the neutral axis. Plus, yung 80 squared above the neutral axis, no, yung area dyan sa taas ng neutral axis is equal to 2n minus 1 times AS prime. This is the area, no, of the steel that is converted into concrete above the neutral axis. Then you multiply it by the distance from its centroid to the neutral axis. You have x minus 70. Naka-square dapat yan. So, lagay na lang natin, lapag na lang natin yung mga values. You have n equal to 9. You have AS equal to 588 pi times 380 minus x, which is equal to 141.071, no, squared, plus 2NAS, you have 18 minus 1, no, 2 times 9 equals 18 minus 1, then AS prime, ito, AS prime natin is 312.5 pi. Then you have the distance d squared x minus 70. The x is equal to 141.071 minus 70 squared. So, ilan yung ating magiging value for the inertia of the steel that is converted to concrete about the neutral axis. So, ito pa lang yung mga inertia ng steel na na-convert kay concrete. So, ilan yung magiging value natin dito? Medyo mahaba, no? Yung ating i-type. So, you have 9 times 588 pi times 380 minus 141.071 squared plus the NAS, 2 NAS, 18 minus 1 times AS prime. AS prime is 312.5. Then multiply by the distance d squared, 141.071 minus 70 squared. So, ilan yung nakukuha? Oops, iba yata yung nakukuha. Iba-iba yung nakukuha ninyo, no? So, sige, hintayin natin sa iba. Ayan, pare-parehas na yata yung 274. Yung ating 274 yung ating last 3 digit. Ayan na siguro. Tama na siguro yan, no? So, you have 10, 3, 3, 3, 9, 1, 2, 7, 4. Oh, walang decimal value. Then, this is in mm raised to 4. So, the cross-section moment of inertia now, no, of this section is equal to the inertia of the concrete plus the inertia of the steel that is converted into concrete. So you have, bilis naman makasagot, no? That is 1295. Yes, that's the correct answer. Bakit na? Alam niyo, sinosolve niyo ba? Nasolve niyo na ba to? Itong problem? Meron ba kayong kopya ng problem? Ha?
Ang duwa lang akong nabalaan pa nang isolve siya, pero ang sa uban dili na.
Okay. So, kapa mo na talaga yung pagkuha ng mga inertia, yung X at saka yung IICR. Kinabisado mo na talaga?
Duwa lang siya.
Okay.
Duwa
Sige.
lang.
Sige, that's good. So, i-add nyo na lang ito at saka ito. Then, we will have an answer equal to, ilan yung magiging answer natin? No? Kapain nyo lang kung paano, i-solve yung, yung mga ICR at saka yung Q above Q below kasi doon naman talaga nauuna, no? 1295 42067. So this is in mm raised to 4. Don't forget the unit, no? Kasi hindi natin ma-appreciate yung value kapag wala yung unit. Di kasi natin alam kung ano yung value na yan kung wala yung unit. Kasi kapag may mga values kang nakikita na ang unit is naka-mm, naka 4 degree yan, pwede mo na kasing sabihin na inertia yan, no? Merong mga problem, no? Meron akong mga problem na medyo nakakatawang mga problem sa board exam, no? May experience 'yan, depende na lang, no, sa examiner ninyo. So, pero pwede nyo kasing ma-experience 'yan. Meron tayong mga question dun sa board exam. Merong problem. Katulad na lang yung situation na nilagay ko dito, no? Ganyan kasi ang mga problem sa design. Naka-situational 'yan. Ano to? Isang situation, no? May isang situation, then apat yung tinatanong or tatlo. So, yung ibang mga dito, yung mga ibang board sa ibang board exam, no? Sa ibang mga may mga problem na mag-a-appear sa board exam ninyo na meron kang situation, walang problem pero merong choices. No, merong choices at saka merong unit. So kung ganun yung na-encounter ninyo, ang pagbabasihan nyo na lang doon is yung unit. Kunwari, ganito yung problem na binigay. Nakita nyo sa number 1 ang unit. Uy, WSD. No? Alternate design method and WSD is the same. No? Parehas lang yan sila. So pag nakita nyo walang tanong pero may choices na naka-MM, ano nang iisipin nyo? Ano nang iisipin nyo? Isipin nyo, ano nang magiging, kumbaga pa, hint, no? Ano nang iisipin nyo? Siguro, yung tanong dito is yung distance from neutral axis to the outermost compression fiber. Ganon, pwedeng ganon. No? Next na tanong. Next na next na item. Wala pa ring tanong, pero merong choices. May choices na naka-mm raised to 4. So malamang na malamang inertia 'yon, 'di ba? So ganun. Ganun ka tricky yung mga errors sa board exam. So dapat alam niyo din 'yan masanay kayo na kapag nakakita kayo ng MPa na unit, stress yan. Kapag naka-linear yan, pwedeng distance, ano yan, depende. May linear tayong length, no? May linear din tayong force, no? Linear din yan sila. So, kapag Newton mm, so moment yan or kilonewton meter, moment na agad yan. So, nakadepende na lang yan. Okay? So, sanayin nyo lang na ano to, na nilalagyan nyo yun ng unit. Kasi sa unit pa lang, malalaman mo na agad kung ano yung hinahanap. So, bukahin ko lang to dito, no? Kasi wala akong mouse ngayon. So, for number 3, tingnan nyo ang number 3 question. Number 3 question is, ano ba yun? Hinahanap dito yung, ano to, actual stress of concrete in the midspan. Sa midspan ha, ano ba yung beam natin? Kapag hinahanap yung actual stress sa midspan, no? Actual stress of concrete, meaning FC yan. And yung FC natin is equal to mx over, ano to? mx over ICR. Ayan yung ating formula for FC. For Fs naman, the actual stress of the tension steel in the midspan, you have N times M times D minus X over ICR. Yan naman yung ating formula. So, ang kailangan mo pala para ma-solve yung mga actual stresses na yan, actual flexural stresses, is yung moment, yung X at saka yung ICR. Kung makikita nyo dito. Doon naman sa Fs, kailangan natin yung N. Yung D, yung X, yung ICR at saka M. So meron na tayong X, meron na tayong N, meron tayong D, meron tayong ICR. Ang kulang na lang dito is yung moment. So titignan natin kung paano natin makukuha yung moment. Nagbigay dito ng fixed-ended beam, no? Na merong length na 9 meters. Ayan. May load daw to, no? Binigyan ng load. May nakalagay daw na load na superimpose yung tawag. Superimpose dead load, which is equal to 8 kilonewton per meter. And meron din tayong super or WLL, no? Superimposed dead load and WLL, which is the live load. So this is equal to 12 kilonewton per meter. Last time, no, may diniscuss ako na kung anong pagkakaiba ng superimpose at saka impose kung natatandaan nyo. Yung superimpose, kapag sinabi mong superimpose, hindi pa kasama yung weight ng structural member. Meaning, dito, sa superimposed dead load na 8 kilonewton per meter, since superimpose siya, hindi pa dito kasama yung weight ng structural member, which is yung beam natin. Di pa kasama yung weight ng beam. So, di ba kapag kukuha ka ng load na kinakinecarry ng beam, dapat isama mo yung self-weight or yung weight niya. So, ang kailangan natin dito is kunin yung weight ng beam, no? Kunin natin yung weight ng beam, i-add na lang natin dito sa mga load natin. Yung weight ng beam natin, sa pagkuha ng weight ng beam, yung magiging formula is equal to, di ba, pag kumukuha tayo ng weight, is volume times the unit weight. Ganun yung ginagawa natin. Pero dito, ang gusto kasi natin is makakuha tayo ng weight in terms of kilonewton per meter. So, ang gagamitin lang natin is area times the unit weight of course, concrete beam yung meron tayo. So, unit weight of concrete. So, the area of the beam is 0.28, no? Or 280 mm. Gawin lang nating meter yan times 450 mm, no? Yung total height niya. So, base times height lang yung area niya. So, 0.45 meter na yan. Naka-meter na. I-meter ko lang siya kasi kailangan kong maka-arrive sa unit na kilonewton meter. So, 0.45 meter times the unit weight of concrete na 23.6 kilonewton per cubic meter. Ayan. So, cancel na to. Ang maiiwan na unit dito, kung makikita nyo, is kilonewton meter. 2 meter sa taas, 3 meter sa baba, meaning may isa pang meter na may iiwan doon sa baba. Kilonewton meter. So, the weight of the beam in terms of kilonewton meter is equal to 2.9736. Gamitin na lang natin yung lahat ng decimal value nito. So the total, no? The total dead load, kasi dead load yung weight ng beam. So sinabi mong dead load, fixed load yan siya, and the weight of the beam is fixed, no? So yung total dead load or tinatawag nating imposed dead load. Kapag sinabi mong impose, inalis mo yung super, ha? Inalis mo yung super sa superimpose, meaning imposed dead load na kasama na yung weight ng beam. The imposed dead load is equal to 8 plus 2.973, that will be equal to 10.9736. Add mo lang tong 8 dito sa 2.9736. So we have 10.9736 kilonewton meter. Ito na yung imposed dead load, which is the total, no, dead load. Yung total dead load, tandaan nyo, yung total dead load at saka yung imposed dead load, parehas lang yan, no? Yung superimposed dead load naman, partial dead load lang yan siya. Yun lang yung dead load na kine-carry ng isang structural member. Hindi pa kasama yung weight ng isang structural member. So, okay. So, meron na tayong imposed dead load. Siguro, ang gagawin ko na lang dito is, ilalagay ko na lang siya dito sa taas, no? So, meron tayong additional dead load dito. Ayan. Ayan. Na 2.9736 kilonewton per meter. Ayan na lahat ng load natin na kine-carry ni beam. Ayan. So, tandaan nyo dito sa problem, ang hinahanap is yung stresses. And yung stress na hinahanap dito, naka-specific naman yung tanong dito na yung actual stress of concrete in the midspan. Meaning sa gitna, dito. Okay? Dito sa gitna ng beam, sa midspan. Pag meron kang fixed and dead beam, no? Pag meron kang fixed and dead beam, ang moment mo sa midspan, since yun yung hinahanap na stress, yung stress na hinahanap, no, is yung concrete, yung stress ng concrete, or the flexural stress of concrete, actual stress of concrete at the midspan. Meaning, ang kailangan mong gawin dyan is kukunin mo din yung moment sa midspan. Yun yung kailangan mong kunin na moment or i-consider na moment. Dito sa fixed and dead beam, yung maximum moment natin dito sa fixed ends, no? Sa ends niya is negative WL squared over 12. Dito din, negative WL squared over 12. Dito naman sa midspan niya, yung moment natin dito is equal to positive WL squared over 12. Over 24, no? Over 24. Yan yung moment dito sa midspan ng fixed and dead beam with uniform, considering that your load, no, that the load imposed to your beam is uniform and throughout its span. Okay? So, that is for the fixed and dead beam with uniform load throughout its span. So, the moment at the midspan is equal to WL squared over 24. If you try to solve the moment using the method, no, that was taught in your theory of structures and strength of materials, pwede nyong gamitin yan. No? Pwede nyong gamitin para ma-check nyo kung ito talaga yung kung diskumpiyado kayo. No? So the W now here will be the total load. Yung W dito, and L is the length of our beam, which is 9. So the total load here is equal to the sum of the dead loads and live loads. Hindi natin kailangan mag-load factor kapag sa WSD. Doon lang tayo sa LRFD or USD, naglo-load factor or naglo-load combination, yung ginagamit natin yung 1.2 dead load at saka 1.6 live load. So, you have the W here, which is equal to the total, no, dead load, and plus dito the summation of the loads, no, the sum of dead loads and live loads. So kapag isa-sum mo to sila, ang makukuha mo dito is 22.0 9736. Ayan. So that you have 12 plus 8 equal to 20 plus 2, 22.973. Copy the decimal value. And then you have L. The length here is 9. Naka-squared yan. You divide this by 24 and makukuha mo na ngayon yung moment sa midspan. So you have 22.9736 times 9 squared over 24. You have 77, no? 77.5359 kilonewton per kilonewton meter. No, this is not per meter. This is kilonewton meter. So this is the unit for the moment. You have, and the value for the moment, 77.5359. So next, yes, the same, no? The same with Digal and Hepbito. So thank you for checking my answers. So, ayan, mas maganda talaga may nag-chat ng mga answer para ma-check ko din kung tama yung nilalagay ko. So ayan, so for the flexural stress, actual flexural stress of concrete at midspan, no? So you have FC sub M, ayan na lang yung ilalagay ko dito. You have the moment, no, which is equal to 77.5359. Since naka-kilonewton meter ito, di ba yung desired unit natin dito na lalabas sa flexural stress is dapat naka-MPa or naka-megapascal, no? Meganewton per square meter. So dapat kung gusto natin na ganun yung unit na lalabas dito sa flexural stress, dapat ang mga parameters na ginagamit natin dito, no? Ang mga values na ginagamit natin dito is may unit na Newton and mm. So since itong moment natin is naka-kilonewton meter, tinuguan ko na kayo nito, no? Kailangan nyo lang mag-multiply ng 1,000 squared, no? Kasi itong 1,000 squared na to, this will represent the conversion of kilonewton meter to Newton mm. Ito na yung representation, no? Kapag i-co-convert mo si kilonewton meter sa Newton mm, which is the unit na kailangan natin para mag-come up tayo doon sa megapascal na unit. So this is your moment. So then multiply by x, di ba? Yung formula ng FC is equals to mx over ICR. So x is equal to ilan yun? 141.071. So over the ICR, no? The crack section moment of inertia, you have 12,95420,667. Tama ba? Yung ICR ko? No, 12,95420,667. Yes. So your actual stress, flexural stress of concrete at the midspan is equal to ilan? Ilan yung magiging value dito? So, meron lang nag-chat. So, ilan? Tingnan natin. So, you have 8.44, no? Siguro 3 decimal value lang natin, ha? 8.444 megapascal. Ito na yung magiging sagot natin para sa number 3. Ayan. So, next. Napakadali lang, no? So, kapag alam mo lang kumuha ng mga moment and of course, reactions, moments, alam mo lang i-analyze yung mga loading sa beams, so napakadali lang kunin ng flexural stress. Actually, this is your topic sa strength, no? Yung mga flexural stress, yung mga shear stress, yung mga axial stresses. So, we have the different stresses sa ating strength of materials, the tangential, the longitudinal stress. So, ayun. Master nyo na yata to. So, sige, continue tayo. So, next one is to solve for the flexural stress, actual flexural stress of steel at midspan. So, you have the formula, no, for flexural stress of steel. So, you have the formula N, which is the modular ratio, times the moment, times D minus X, over the ICR. So you have N, the modular ratio is 9. This is 9 point something, ha. Alam niyo naman siguro yung consideration natin sa N based sa code natin, no? Na kapag kumukuha ng value ni n, you round it off to the nearest whole number. Kaya 9 na lang yung nilagay ko dito. Baka magtaka kayo. Okay? So, dapat alam nyo na yan. So, yung moment naman is 77.5359. Then, you multiply this by, ako nilalagay ko lang dito, hindi 1,000 squared eh. Actually, kapag nagsosolve ako, nilalagay ko lang dito is 10 raised to 6. Because 1,000 squared, no? 1,000 squared is just equal to 10 raised to 6. Mas less pa yung isusulat ko, no? Kapag magta-type kayo sa calculator nyo, mas less pa yung susulat nyo. So, 10 raised to 6 and 1,000 squared, equal lang yan sila. Okay? Then, you multiply this by d minus x, which is equal to 380 minus 141.071 over, ayan, ICR 1295.420,667. Ayan. So you have the N, the moment, which is converted into Newton mm by multiplying 10 raised to 6. Then you have the D minus X. This is 1 times, this is 380 minus 141.071 over the ICR. So we have Fs at mid-span, no? Equal to, yes, that is correct, 128.707 MPa. And this is our answer for number 4. Okay? So, eto, tapos na tayo. May tanong pa ba? May ano yun? May karugtong pa ba to? Parang wala na, no? So, okay. So, tapos na yata tayo para sa ating example. Yung araw. So now, I will give the floor to everyone na may tanong or may gustong itanong with regards to our topic. Just raise your hand and unmute your mic. Yes, Kasinto.
Nalang ko yung pungutan na sir ba? Kanang, di ba? Pagkuha di ba sa cracking moment, kaya ang formula sa FR kay 0.62 lambda times square root of FC prime, di ba sir?
Yes, that is for the...
15 and pero
Yes,
nalagi iban sir gagamit. Ngay uban sir gagamit lagi 7.5 lambda square root of FC prime.
7.5 lambda square root of FC prime. Baka yung baka ang nakita mo is yung hindi naka MPa ha, hindi naka MPa yung unit kasi based sa binigay mong value. Ha?
Feet K.
Okay. Ibang unit yun. Kaya ganun. Kinonvert nila yung MPa into feet, into kips per square foot, no? So, yun yung siguro nakita mo. But kaya nag-iba yung kanilang decimal value, yung value dito, yung constant. Iba yung constant. So, sa unit lang yan. So, kapag gumagamit ka ng MPa, since ang ginagamit natin na unit na yun is SI, so yung gagamitin nyo is yung 0.62 lambda FC prime. So, yung...
Thank you, sir.
Yung nakita mo is, I think, hindi yun naka-MPa. Which is, sinabi mo din na naka-kips, which is, another, kips is parang kilo pounds, no? Pero hindi siya kilo pounds, yung meaning ng kips. Kips lang talaga siya. Pero, yung kilo pounds is numerically equal to kips, yung kilo pounds. Kasi, 1,000 pounds is equal to 1 kilo, parang 1 kilo pounds, and yung 1,000 pounds is equal to 1 kips. Equal lang yan. I think ginagamit mo siguro kay Mark McCormack or may basihan kang libro which is naka-SI naka-English yung units. Kaya yun.
Sir, mo to sir, kung gipang try out ang mga naman to given ito pero walay solution ba? Answer lang.
Maganda yun. Wag actually kapag magso-solve kayo talaga, kapag mag-aaral kayo, no? Kapag gusto niyo talagang matuto, wag kayong manggaya ng solution. No, wag kayong manggaya ng solution sa libro. sagot lang yung kunin nyo, kayo bahala magkapa ng solution. No? Kasi pag sinundan nyo yung solution ng nasa libro or sinundan yung solution na kahit ko, no? Solution ko. Kasi may iba-iba naman tayong paraan ng pagsosolve. Ang gusto ko lang i-share sa inyo is yung concept, no? Kung anong gagawin, ano yung procedure. Yun lang yung gusto kong i-share. Kayong bahala kung ano yung flow ninyo, no? Kasi baka ang unan yung susolve. Kanina kasi medyo nahuli ko pang isolve yung N at saka yung AS na kung kayo yung sa flow naman ng pagsosolve niyo, pwede yung isolve agad yung AS at saka yung AS prime at saka yung N bago kayo mag-proceed doon sa pag-analyze, no? Para at least meron na kayong mga values. Pwede, kahit saan lang. Ito kasi problem na to, pwede mo kasing i-diretso lang to sa calculator, no? Meron na kaming Caltech nito sa problem na to, kaya naka-store lang lahat yung values nito. So, other question? Ibang tanong? May mga ibang tanong ba? May chat. Sponsor ang default na yes, applicable yan. Basta beams yung pinag-uusapan. Yung 40 at saka yung 50. But sa problem na to, binigay kasi yung steel covering, no? Binigay yung steel covering na 70 mm. Kaya yun yung gagamitin natin. Pero kung hindi, nagbigay ng 70 mm na steel covering, you get the steel covering, no? Kukunin mo pa yung steel covering of course, considering the concrete cover na meron tayo. Since itong problem na to, hindi naman siya kunwari kukunin natin yung concrete cover ng problem na to. Ano yung magiging concrete cover? 40 mm or 50 mm? Sige nga, pakichat. Ano magiging yes, 40 mm. Sinabi bang expose ito? Di ba hindi? Sinabi bang expose sa earth or expose sa weather? Di ba hindi? So you use the 40 mm, yung default, no? So, huwag kayong mag-assume na expose ito if hindi sinabi na expose to earth or weather yung ating beam. No? So, ayan. Pero halos lahat ng problem na na-encounter dito sa RC, steel covering yung binibigay. No, steel covering talaga yung binibigay. Kadalasan talaga ng problem na meron tayo sa reinforced concrete, steel covering yung binibigay. Okay? Other question? Ito pang tanong? May mga tanong pa ba? Sige na, itanong nyo na. Para yung yung pre-stress ko, ang daming tanong, no? Yung hierarchy. At challenge ako sa kanila. Possible naman din yung practical naman din yung mga tanong nila. No? Pwedeng mangyari yun. Sino pang may mga tanong? Hello? Meron pa ba? Wala na? Wala nang tanong? Yes, of course. No, nakadepende yan. Kung kayo magde-design, no, consider nyo yung load na naka-impose doon. Pwedeng ganyan. No? At saka, yung mga ganyan na mga load, alam nyo na dapat yan nung theory and strength nyo pa lang. No? Yung mga load na trapezoidal, yung mga typical na beam na nakikita nyo. So, dapat, kung nandito kayo sa reinforced concrete, I assume na alam nyo na yung mga ganyan na mga senaryo, ng mga ng mga topics, no? Na bibigyan kayo ng beam na na continuous beam or indeterminate beam na mayroong trapezoidal load, and then you do the shear and moment diagram to get the maximum moment, no? Para sa inyong flexural stresses. So you practice how to get or you practice your strength of materials, no, and how to solve the or how to draw, how to create the shear and moment diagram. Paki-practice na lang. Yung ating weight ng beam, okay, yung ating weight ng beam, kapag kumukuha kayo ng weight ng beam, ikalat nyo yan doon sa whole span, sa buong span ng beam. Kailangan yung ilagay yan sa buong span, ha. Hindi pwede na yung, kunwari meron kang dalawang span ng beam, doon sa isang span mo lang ilalagay yung weight ng beam. Hindi ganun. Yung weight nga yun ng beam, ilagay mo yun sa total or sa whole span, sa buong length niya. Kasi weight niya yun. It is distributed throughout its span kapag kumukuha ng weight ng beam. Kaya itong 2.9736, kinalat ko to sa whole length niya. Other question? Paulit-ulit yung procedure, tandaan nyo, no? Paulit-ulit na yung procedure natin dito. May mga nadadagdag lang. May mga nadadagdag lang. Nako. Ulit-ulit tayo sa DB. So, yung CS minimum natin, no, clear spacing minimum, is equal to 25 mm or dB. Yan yung sinabi ko last time. dB. Now, if your dB is equal to 28, no? Kasi sabi ko, yung CS is the greater between the values here. So the CS minimum now will be equal to 28 mm because 28 is greater than 25. Okay? Kung 28 yung dB mo, so therefore, comparing it to 2, you have 28 mm, you adopt 28 mm as your CS minimum. And ito yung pinakamababang clear spacing na dapat ma-impose doon sa iyong structure or gamitin doon sa isang structure. If ang DB sir kay mas dako pa siya kay CS minimum, si DB lang ba ang mahimong checking? Siya ang magiging basis mo sa minimum clear spacing. Yes, parang ganun. Kung ito yung DB, kung mas malaki siya, no? Kay CS minimum. Ha? Hindi mo naman kino-compare si DB kay CS minimum. Ang CS minimum mo is kinukuha mo as 25 mm or DB. Depende yung value ni CS or ni clear spacing minimum kay 25 mm or DB. Hindi mo kino-compare yung itong DB kay CS minimum. Then kung sinong mas malaki dito sa dalawa, yun yung magiging value ni minimum clear spacing. Ganun yun, no? Kapag ganun pa ka kumuha ng CS minimum. Ganun kumuha ng minimum clear spacing. Other question? Iba pang tanong? Wala na? Okay? Wala na ba? Wala na ata. Okay, so naka-web replay yung ating discussion ngayong gabi. So, visit nyo lang yung LMS para sa replay kung gusto nyong i-replay itong discussion natin ngayon. So, okay, end na natin dito. Then, wala na atang tanong, no? So, end na lang natin dito
Sir.
yung ating, yes? Kasinto?
Ay katong sa kon good sir katong sa triangle jud nag-solve na to murag dili lagi ma-replay sir.
Di yata yun na-record.
Ay.
Hindi ko na-record.
Sige sir, salamat sir.
Sige, sige. So, ayun. Paki-visit na lang yung mga pwedeng i-replay. Pero may mga ibang discussion na hindi ko nilalagyan ng, hindi ko nire-record, okay? So, yung sa triangle ba, hindi ko yata yun na-record eh. No? Hindi ko ata yun na-record. Okay? Kaya nyo na lang isolve ulit. Gawan nyo ng solution. Okay? So, end na natin yung discussion natin para ngayong gabi. Salamat sa pakikinig and ingat kayo parate. Gel, merong separate na recording na upload ko lang doon sa ating LMS. Yung WSD2.x yata. Paki-visit na lang.